Hey everybody, it's Poppycock Cosplay, who is doing a Snazaroo type thing. A few of my people on Facebook as well as Tumblr have asked me, what do I do with Snazaroo? First off, I would like to show you that I do not just use Snazaroo. I mostly use gray and white, mostly because Homestuck, but also I use white for my Chandelure, which you guys have seen. That would be 2 layers of white. Also the gray for my Cronus and all my other Homestucks. It usually comes off really nice because it's a lighter gray. You can use, what you usually do with it is, you know, it's really light, really nice compared to Ben Nye or any other type of cream makeup. See, the cool thing about Snazaroo is that it's water-based. So basically all you have to do is fill this little container, which is what I do. You can use another thing with water, and you can actually, you know, start dipping it and it actually comes off. See, it doesn't go on if you use your finger. It just doesn't. Well, it did a little bit, but that's also because I was patting it. Also, it works a lot better. It goes a long way. Like I said, some pros for this would be that it's lightweight, it's super durable. Like when you set it, it's really nice. I usually use 2 different things for setting. I usually end up using hairspray, which I don't suggest doing that. Especially those with sensitive skin, because using sensitive skin, it can cause, like what I have right here, if you don't wash your face or if you don't prepare yourself for it using a moisturizer, because the chemicals inside the hairspray can end up hurting you a lot more than what it normally does. Also, if you're like into setting your makeup, I suggest doing it. That way a lot of people won't get mad at you, and also it stays on a lot longer. You can use baby powder. I also have some barrier spray from my very first cosplay of Cronus. I don't really suggest this because, you know, it's really expensive for such a tiny bottle. I suggest using baby powder because, again, it's like the Snazaroo, it's super light and it won't affect anything. Like, all you need is a kabuki brush, which I have, oh look, right here. Basically, you can use it for like brushing off the powder and stuff like that. Also, what I like to use instead of Snazaroo is something that I found on Amazon called Tag. This is what I use for my Trickster Cronus. It comes out in a very nice little lavender color. If you look at it, it kind of looks dark, but on skin, if you use it like at the right tone, it makes you look perfect. It also comes in other different colors. I'm also getting Snazaroo in teal. Teal, and then also like a you can also get it that's like in a powder type thing, but I suggest just using the normal water base. That way you don't, you know, waste makeup experimenting with what kind of colors there is. What else? Oh, when using Snazaroo, usually people use sponges. With the white, I don't suggest doing that. I suggest using a brush like I do. A lot of people suggest against that, but my ex-best friend, she showed me how to use the brush, which I'll experiment and show you with the Tag. Tag is the same thing. Basically, you put water in your little petri dish looking thing, and you go along your body lines. Here, I'll do it with the white since, see what you do. You take this, turn on the water. See, you got a little bit of a petri dish full. You take your brush or your sponge if you would like. You dip it in the water so it's nice and wet. And what you do is you just swish it across, and you'll find white on your brush. Then you just go along with your facial lines. Essentially. Usually the white will take more than 1 coat. Same with gray, you're going to want to go across your lines and make sure that's dry before you add another coat. Otherwise, you're gonna wash away most of your stuff. If you end up washing most of it away, you're just wasting makeup, and that's no bueno. Just saying, guys. Also, with contouring, you want to set your powder first. The reason I say that is because I'll do half of my face with the white, and I'll show you how to contour. Like for guys, I usually end up using eyeshadow instead of normal contouring things like blush, just because you can find other ways around it. That and white I'm still playing with because I rarely ever see. This is all just one coat, and it's already really nice compared to the Ben Nye, which you'd have to use more than just one. Let's go ahead and separate that from that. I'm just doing this in a rush, but what you're going to want to do is just go down your facial lines, find your facial structure. Like me, I have a rather round face, so I'm going to be contouring it down or brushing it down a lot more. It's kind of uneven right now because it's the first coat. That's where when it dries, you're gonna go through once more. By the way, Snazaroo doesn't hurt your lips, so you're good. It's just you want to keep your lips lubricated throughout the convention or the photo shoot that you're wanting to do. Oh look, I look like Two-Face! Anyway. Sorry guys, I've been in the Batman mood lately. Batman and opera. What a combination, right? I guess I am a penguin. Fuck. Anyway, this is my first actual makeup tutorial other than my tattoo one, so please forgive me. Okay, while you let that dry, I'm going to talk about, while I let this dry, I'm going to show you my eyeshadow palette. For the white, I usually end up using this really, really light silvery color for contouring, which is right here. However, the grays, as you can see, I use a lot of gray for my Cronus and that. I usually end up using these three right here. Contouring, it makes you feel more like the character. Basically, if I were to do a guy, I want to make my face a little bit more angular. So, okay, now that I can see you, that's the cool part about Snazaroo, is that you can feel when it's dry-ish. So you can go ahead and keep going if you so want. Personally, I suggest using 2 coats of white, and you can like go back and fix what needs to be done. Even it out, you know? Make it more even. And it gives more of a sleek look. It's actually really cool. And don't worry if you have a sensitive nose. Snazaroo usually doesn't aggravate that. So there we go. This doesn't just go to Pokemon naturally. I would suggest Snazaroo along with a darker gray if you're doing like Curlos or Gamzee. Personally, because the Snazaroo is really light next to the white, and the thing is you should probably use a darker gray. But then again, Snazaroo also comes in the powder if you really want to use Snazaroo. I have no experience in that one. So, I would, you know what, that's where I need to go as a cosplayer, and tutorial once I have a little bit more experience, I guess. I don't know. That's the one bad thing about Snazaroo though. That once you get on your eyelashes, it turns them white. Or it turns them the color that you're doing. And there we go. See, nice and even. Only 2 coats. Yeah. There we go. See, it's nice. And then naturally, you just let it set. I don't have any baby powder on me, so I'm going to let it dry. Let's see here. Ooh, I do have some baby powder. Okay, I do have some baby powder. Okay, you're gonna let this dry. You're gonna feel when it's dry. See, it doesn't. But to be safe, especially when you're walking around conventions, if you're using this all over your body, you're going to want to set it. Really nice. Make sure that you set it, and when you're done, doesn't matter because I just woke up anyway. That's why I look so gorgeous. But anyway, you can go like this. Nothing. And like you can go up and just rub on people. It's a lot of fun actually. I love pissing people off. Anyway. I usually use a foundation brush for when I contour, but that's just me. Personally, what you're gonna do is go into the darkest silver that you can. If you're using white, when you're going to contour, it's like in your cheeks, go along your jawline. See, make sure it's more angular. Down your jawline. See, now you can tell there's a lot more shading, a lot more shadow. That's where, if I were to be doing the gray, I'll do my other face, the gray. Also, you're going to want to take your brush and wash it out. I don't know how many times I've had to tell people this. Just because you're using a lighter color doesn't mean that it's not going to run. Yeah. Normally go over your eyebrows. Since I'm doing my other half of my face gray, I'll show you how I normally do mine. See, it runs relatively close, but the gray is slightly darker. And again, like I suggested with the white, like all Snazaroo, you're going to want to go with the angles of your face. Like so. This is probably the silliest thing I've ever done, is half and half, but still, let's make that right there. Let's see, as you can tell, it's relatively close, but that's okay, because if you use the dark gray or if you use the powder, you can make the gray slightly darker. Like I said, I suggest the gray, normal gray, that you can get at Michael's because it is super light and it's easy to apply. Also super easy to fix if you need to. Compared to Bed 9, where it gets really, really clumpy. Just something that I do. I'm gonna have to hurry this up. I have to pick my girlfriend up at 6. Yeah. Again, you want to make sure that you're even. The gray, usually you want to go with 2 layers or just the one, which is what I usually end up doing. You can spread it out evenly. You can get away with 1. But if you are a darker tone or if you are super red like I am, you're going to want to wait for it to dry. And once you're done with the dryness, you go back and you fix that whatever is there. But that's just me. Again, afterwards you're going to want to set it and then put contouring. The reason I'm doing the gray is because the gray is easier for me to contour. Use a darker color, naturally. If you're using purple, you're going to want to go a few shades darker. Not too much, because then it looks like dirt. Just from what I've experienced. What else? Okay, since it's starting to dry, I can just go back and fix my cheek, mostly. It looks like it's starting to shine through that red, nasty color that I get from being super pale. Okay, I guess on my son of a bitch. Ow. Ow. Okay, anyway. Cosplay is beauty, beauty is pain. Ah! Okay. Now it's even. You have your gray versus your white. As I showed you, the white is sort of easy to do this with. However, the gray is even easier because you can see it. And of course, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, or at least have here since last January. So me, I like to start off with my eyebrows. You're gonna want to contour your eyebrows. If you're using a different color, I suggest doing the glue stick thing. I'll send a link down at the bottom. Also, it depends on which character you are doing. Like this, I just did my Chandelure eyebrow where it's pointed up. Cronus, I usually use a bigger brush, or my other brush, which is right here. Dust it off if you used it on a different color like I did, or I can use my other one that I just dip it in the black and make it slightly thicker. Also, what I usually do for like dull scar, if I can find my, there you are. If I can find my mascara, I don't use it on my eyes most of the time, I use it on my eyebrows. What you can do to give off that more manly, rugged look is brush it through. Gives it more of a bushy look. Okay, anyway, as compared to classy, and then if you can tell the difference. I'm not even forking my eyebrows. It just happens. Yeah. And then again, you're going to take this brush right here, or whatever brush you find easiest to contour with after you set your powder. I almost did that. That would have been a mistake, because then I would have had gray all over my brush. So just to save time, don't do this. Because it gets powder everywhere. There we go. As you can see, nothing. And the gray stays the same. So, contouring. What I do for chromeness, or for dual scar, seeing as I'm doing this now, I'm going to be using the darker grays, which is right here. First off, and go with the lighter gray and brush it out like that. Do that down your jawline. Blend it nice and well. Take that. Usually end up putting it on my chin, just to give me that cleft. And then again with the lighter gray. Go up here and down the nose. And for chromeness and dual scar, I usually end up giving them bags under his eyes. And there you go. Now what? That's how you do Snazaroo, guys. Congratulations, you sat through my first Borefest. Anyway, there's usually a lot more that goes on with this. You can use your eyeliner and stuff. Usually I end up washing my eyelashes because now, as you can see, they're white and gray. You can wash them slightly, or you can just put makeup on top of them. I've done both. But yeah, that's how you do. If you have any questions, please send Poppycock Cosplay, either on Tumblr, on Facebook, or on YouTube. I'll see you later. Thank you, my little peacocks.